And welcome to Allianz Stadium Sunday football, round 25. And the home side, the Roosters, taking on the Titans. It's a beautiful day. It's one of God's own days. Sunday football. Just you got to love it, haven't you? In commentary in the box today, Wally Lewis and Gus Gould. And Gus, before you answer this, I guess this will be part of your repertoire. What's coming to air now?
Sunday football. They love it. I've been telling you for years.
They love their Sunday footy up here in Newcastle.
They love their Sunday football up here in Brisbane. They love their Sunday footy here at Brookvale. They love their Sunday footy out here in the Golden West. Sunday afternoon footy at the stadium. Does it get any better than this?
Well, here they come, the Titans. Gus coming into commentary much earlier tonight than he does of normal. And the Titans, of course, of all teams fighting to make the 8, have easily got the worst draw. Roosters today, and then Melbourne in Melbourne next weekend. In saying that, their record against the Roosters is very impressive. From a total of 10 meetings, they've won 6. And here at Allianz, they've won the last 3 times they've met. Watering all that down, though. They've won only 2 of the last 8 games. There's Luke Douglas. This is his 193rd consecutive game. He's only 1 away from the record held by Jason Taylor for the most ever. It's an incredible effort, isn't it, given the collisions that happened in this game. Kevin Gordon on camera, 1 try short of equaling the club's season highest try-scoring tally held by the injured David Mead. Gordon is on 15. So the Roosters are here in number. Their average crowd has been great. There's a familiar face. David Gengel with young Ted. This will be his first Father's Day celebrating with his dad at the football. David Gengel, of course, well, to put it simply, the boss of Channel 9. Anthony Minicello is the boss of the Roosters. It's rabbit season. We're going rabbit hunting next Friday night. And the count leads them out. The Roosters. The win will take them back to the premiership lead. A loss will see them go to second, but still with a chance to take the minor premiership. The JJ Gilton next Friday night. Anthony back from a knee injury. He's been a permanent fixture here in all his first grade life, making debut back here in February 2000, 271 games ago. And it's 100 first grade games today for James Maloney. 4 for Melbourne, 75 the Warriors, 21 today for the Roosters. 99 games he's played, averaging just short of 8 points per game. So Matt Checken and Dave Munro are the whistle men. And there's the first that you'll hear of the day. With the Titans running to the northern end, down the Moore Park Road end of the ground here. And Sam Moa brings it back 15 metres out from their line. Michael Jennings getting an early touch of the ball. I don't think I've seen Michael get a touch of the pigskin that early in a long, long time. Nuasala it is on the 3rd run. Now Wairiga Hargreaves, who's been in superlative form. He'll play it on the 40-metre line, which is a little bit difficult to see in the middle portion of it anyway. Now in the middle of the ground. This is the last. They've come through the first set with 100 out of 100, and Maloney gets a barrage of pressure put on him. And then Gordon comes up playing at fullback, and he is put down on the 30-metre line. Really tough call went against him last weekend. I personally think it might have been the Titans season when I think it was Lulawai led with the feet as he was trying to score a try, Gordon, and it went unchecked. Well, it was checked, but it wasn't a penalty to the Titans, which many people thought it should have been. This is Nate Miles. He's playing it back to Falloon. Then away it comes, and it went from Douglas, and it went on to Caesar, and it's gone out now to Atkins, who you might recall in his debut game in 08 for the Titans. He scored 4 tries in his first match ever. Caesar then, left foot high, across ground. Really speedy chase by Kelly, and they make a meal of it. And here's James in the middle of the park, 8 metres out from the Roosters line. So here's Falloon giving it on. They've got a chance here. It's come away from Bird. They're in to score. Steve Michaels. Steve Michaels has scored. Very reminiscent of the start we saw last Sunday when Parramatta scored first and led 4-0 and then they weren't to trouble the scoreboard attendant again.
Yeah, here we see Tufo going up for the bomb. He's knocked it forward, picked up by James. And from the very next play, the Roosters very slow to regroup. It's not like them. And a nice long pass here finds the winger unmarked. And on the Great Wall replay, the Titans, the despised outsiders, go to the early lead.
And that was Gus actually live and direct, Wally.
Very live, very direct, and so was that pass. It was an absolute beauty that came through from Greg Bird. Almost lived up to the reputation that he built for himself while he played 5'8" for New South Wales and Australia. That was a classic pass, well finished off by Stevie Michaels.
Steve, of course, I think I'm right in saying was on one wing for the Broncos at the same time as Darius Boyd was on the other wing.
It's a handy team.
It was a handy team, and here is this man that kicks so well on average, Caesar, and he's brought it back to take the paintwork and go through. Thank goodness for that. I thought I'd put a hex on him. Brad Fittler sideline.
Beautiful day down here, Rabbi. It's old boys' day, so all the Rooster old boys were in the tunnel as the Roosters ran out. There'll be a few of them with some frowns on their face, but gorgeous day, a little bit of a breeze. Couldn't get any better.
No, you're certainly right there, and a happy Father's Day to all the dads. Remember the late Peter Moore putting on a Mother's Day promotion at Canterbury, where he said all mothers and mothers that want to be mothers, anybody that thinks they're a mother, you're welcome. The gates are open free of charge. And here is, James, he's rattled up there, and Wairia Hargreaves. Oh, this could be a problem here.
That was easy.
James and Nuasala and Wairia Hargreaves.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's a big man, Ryan James, but they just pick him up like a sack of potatoes and for some reason turn him over. Hargreaves has saved him there. That could have got really nasty if Wairia Hargreaves doesn't pull his body back underneath and slam him on his back. Wairia Hargreaves has saved Ryan James from a very nasty incident there.
Well, from what I could see, it was simply a penalty. I don't think they gave us the sign of the cross. But that doesn't mean it will get through the match review committee. So in the middle of the ground then, it's gone away from Douglas, and this is Kelly who's run into a traffic jam there. As he tried to go through Orbison, who's playing with the 11 on his back today. Here is Ryan James, so it didn't hurt him too much, but sometimes you wonder whether the amount of injury done to a player has got anything to do with the equation of intent. Minicello good. That was Gordon putting a test on him. He might have done a little bit of damage to a knee, Gordon. He may have nearly hyperextended. They're just inside the 20-metre line there. 6-0 in favour of the Titans. An early try for Steve Michael. Holden Cup today. And red, white and blues. 34, the Titans 20.
And I can tell you, with that win in the Holden Cup, the Roosters have won the 2013 Club Championship. It's all been decided with a week to go, so congratulations to the Roosters Club Championship in their keeping.
Williams had his first touch. Pearce's kick has been knocked down backwards by the Titans, and Michaels was taken by Pearce and Friend and Nuasala in 13. They come away then from... this is Jordan Atkins and Moa involved in that tackle with Orbison. They went dangerously close to putting him in a dangerous position as well. The 12 is Ridge, who plays the ball, and it's come away from Miles. Nate gets it up to the halfway line. Great warrior that he is. Beau Falloon is the 9. From South Sydney, I fancy. I'd probably love to be there now, as a matter of fact. Kelly's kick has been touched. 6 more, says the ref. So not only was it touched, it was played at. And played over there by Takarangi. And coming back towards the middle of the ground then is Ridge, and now they come on to Douglas, who actually dummies to a run around from Falloon, and Douglas will play the ball 2 metres from the line. Falloon goes long and away to Caesar to give it short. Into the stomach there of Greg Bird. It's a penalty going to the Titans. Hand on the ball, Nuwasala.
Hand on the ball. All right, thank you. There's your mark.
The Titans leading 6-0 and another chance. A repeat set for them inside the 10. And a dummy from Falloon, and he gets it over the line. I think it's a try.
On tackle 2. I have a try.
Yeah, he's
Check
got
the
a
driver,
try.
please.
Matt Checken thinks he has, and he had a better view than I did. But Beau Falloon, the 9, was barged over against complacent defence.
Yeah, and he loves to do this, Beau Falloon. He's always having a crack at it. He doesn't often get there, but he always tests the opposition. I guess this is one of these ones where we'll check the marker and the fella playing the ball, but I don't think there's any obstruction there, and it'll just be a grounding issue as to whether or not he gets the ball out under control. Jake Friend's got hold of him. That looks okay. As long as it's on the line, he's certainly got plenty of downward pressure there. They'll go behind the goal post and see if we can see the white line. There's no problem there.
Well,
no problem there.
I agree with you, Gus. He was that good in serving the dummy. He took plenty of time. That gave the Rooster defender another 2 seconds to run up to the side of a very clever dummy thrown.
all right. There it is, the green light. Try for Beau Falloon. Just a little question mark on obstruction. But the Titans lead 10-0 after 8 minutes of play.
Try, the original decision try was confirmed. There's no interference with any defenders.
Okay, so there it is from Jason Robinson, explaining the way he saw it. There wasn't any advantage gained by being behind one of his own players. So the man played the ball and drifted away to the right.
I think they get too finicky with that man playing the ball, whether or not he's obstructing anyone. I mean, I don't know where they expect him to go once you've played the ball. It's one of their little pets they've got at the moment. Anyway, Aiden Caesar, an easy one.
Caesar then from right in front. So the Titans with a lead after 9 minutes of 12-0 against the Roosters. Sunday football, back in a moment.
Work hard this set, boys, okay?
Chad, you want to do 3 sets, then, mate?
I'll see how we go, mate. I'll definitely keep 2. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
So back
Stay
at
behind!
Allianz Stadium here in Sydney, and a shock scoreline, 12-0 in front of the Titans. Of course, they've got just a tiny chance of making the top 8, but to lose here today, I think that would be domino.
Yeah, and both tries have come as a result of getting 6 again off bombs. The big high balls been the winner for them, and they've scored in the set of 6 immediately after getting a repeat set. Roosters are yet to have any quality ball.
He'll play the ball just on his own side of halfway. Miles taking some pulling down. Nate playing it lock these days for the Titans. Greg Bird, or Caesar it was, that put the kick in. Run along the ground down to Minicello. So the fullback for the Roosters. The custodian of a wonderful team. And here's a penalty. They didn't get behind the ref initially, and he's played a little advantage. Roosters didn't get any advantages, so he blows the penalty. Kicking over onto the eastern side of the ground where the sun is baking the crowd over there. I think it's probably, 25, 26 degrees here in Sydney today. Wairia Hargreaves. Pulled down by Takarangi and Miles. Now Moa has his legs taken by James. Mitchell Pearce to the 30. Getting the shorter ball away to Nuwasala. And Frank Paul plays the ball. Then Friend out into Pearce. Oh, they've put Orbison into a giant gap. And Mitchell Orbison gets the pass from Mitchell Pearce. And Mitchell a thumb.
Well, the Roosters have only really had one possession prior to this, and I thought that the Gold Coast Titans defence line looked really vulnerable. But this is just a gift. On the Great Wall replay, that's just really poor defence. Worrying about the speed man out wide, and Orbison is such a really good hole runner with lovely footwork. He hits the ball at pace. He's too quick for Gordon in the backfield. And the defence totally distracted by the fast men out wide and not worrying about this tremendous edge of the field runner in Mitchell Orbison. And he does that a lot. And that's a real worrying sign for the Gold Coast Titans, Wally.
Yeah, it sure is, Gus. Very difficult to line up against them. Defensive strategies when you play the Chooks sometimes reveal about whether you're going to go up and straight or play an inside out or a slide type defence. That one was very direct, but there didn't seem to be too much communication between the players on the line. Who had who? A huge gap presented.
It was awful, wasn't it?
Well, I think they're very worried. I mean, Brad Takarangi's playing at right centre up against Michael Jennings. That's a complete mismatch in speed. So they were probably trying to cover the event that the ball went wide, and they just missed out on Orbison coming short into the hole, and he just went through untouched.
Maloney then, and he might have just given it a bit too much draw, and it's flagged away. The Roosters today are wearing specially themed jerseys in recognition and celebration of Steggles, Roosters charity nest, which was formed a few years ago. It's reached the magical $1 million milestone earlier this year. There it is, the charity nest, Steggles. It's a one-off jumper for the Roosters to be wearing today. And Children's Cancer Institute, Lifestart, Royal Institute for Deaf and Blind Children, Children's Health Foundation of Queensland. They are all benefactors of the work, or should I say, the funds put in by Steggles and John Camilleri and all the people out there.
He's a wonderful supporter, John Camilleri, not just of the Roosters through Steggles, but the game, charities. He's a very, very generous man.
His brother's generous too on the golf course. Love playing against him. He's not hard to beat. Wairia Hargreave.
Out of there, let's go!
William almost to the halfway. Friend was gonna give it to Nuasala, but Frank was a little bit marked urgent with his nose out in front. Pearce drops it down into the corner for Gordon. Here he comes. He's a very talented wing three-quarter. I haven't seen him playing at fullback. I've got no doubts Wally has, but he's in there for David Mead, who's out injured. And it'll be played by Steve Michaels. Talking of injury, he's had his share. Number 5 is Don, Anthony Don. He's doing a lot of labour in the middle.
Well, both Gordon and Mead are the resident wingers for the Gold Coast Titans and have been for some time, but they've run into fullback problems with injury, and we've got a lot of players missing at this stage of the season, the Gold Coast Titans. They've been pretty brave to get where they are.
James. 12-4. Kelly goes up with the midfield bomb, and he marks the ball himself. Then he throws a speculator, why not? And it's put on the boot then by the number 5, Don, on the right wing. Picked up by Minicello, given across then to a Tuivasa Sheck. He'll play the ball inside the team. Fast Kelly, isn't he?
Well, that was spectacular. It wasn't much of a kick, but he chased it up and nearly turned it into a good one.
Minicello played the ball. I was just watching him. He was a little bit dusty getting up. Kenny Dow, Maloney to the line and almost through it. In fact, he is through the line, which has regrouped on the right side now. But then Tupou fending and falling to the ground rather than being tackled. Jennings, Maloney, Moa to the 40. Has his legs taken from under him. Friend again, and now Maloney, who puts a stabbing kick in. Jennings after it. Gordon's got it covered. Kevin Gordon almost able to break through Jennings and Friend. Gone just outside the 20. Michaels, the two wingers combining. Michaels scored the first try of the day at the second minute. First of 3 tries scored, 2 by the Titans. Bird taking it, poking his nose into enemy territory. And then Caesar puts a kick in that should bounce. It was taken on the legs by Minicello. I thought it would bounce up for him, but Tupou was with it.
It's funny how these things happen, isn't it? I mean, last Monday night, the Roosters down 26-0 against the Cronulla Sharks. Totally unexpected. On Friday night, the Rabbitohs were down 18-0 against the despised Tigers. They got themselves out of jail, and today the Roosters down 12-0 against the Titans. They've steadied the ship a little bit, but some worrying signs for the top 2 teams early in the game, isn't it?
Ria Hargreaves getting it away. Friend on. Orbison with it. He attracted the outside defender, and Tupou was there. He'll play the ball almost on halfway. Friend. Now Sonny Bill. Turning it back on the inside to a trailing Maloney, and he's knocked on a scrum. Wally, as a player, how hard is it at this time of the year when you know you're in the top 4, you know you've got a home ground advantage in the first week of the finals? I understand that there shouldn't be any complacency and all the rest of it, but it must be difficult at the same time to psych yourself up for it.
Yeah, well, there's a belief that perhaps a loss close to finals time is exactly what you need to inspire you. I don't think you need 2 in a row to go along and produce your best. But I guess they believe their belief is at a level at this time of the year where they probably have the understanding if they are behind with 20 minutes to go, they're quite capable of doing it. I don't think it's ever pleasing for a coach to see it, though.
It's just the last 3 games I've seen and had the pleasure of calling. Melbourne last weekend, Souths on Friday night. I know Burgess got sinned in, and now today, the outsiders have come out of the blocks or come off the blocks very quickly and scored almost humiliating tries against the opposition.
I've got a little bit of a theory that the Roosters and the Rabbitohs have got their eyes on each other for next Friday night. They're waiting for this contest. They knew the minors premiership would come down to that game, and they're probably guilty of getting ahead of themselves, to be honest.
Kelly's kick, nice for Minicello.
And it should be an absolute blockbuster on Friday night. I mean, I can't wait for that game.
Jennings. Yeah, it'll be, if the Roosters even lose this game, it'll be for the minor premiership. You're probably saying, well, how can that be? Their points for and against. Roosters are a mile in front of the Rabbitohs in that department. Penalty here to the home side. Their average crowds this year, 19,500 approx. That's the biggest average crowds they've ever had here at the Roosters. The home record crowd average, I'm talking about, was 17,500 in 2004. It's amazing what a few wins can do for you.
Yeah, I'd say SBW's had a fair bit to do with that. Around 13,000 last year, but a big increase. And the star power of SBW has a fair bit to do with that.
The Titans are slow up. It's Ridge. They're in the middle of the 20-metre line. Ria Hargreaves is milking. And now it's come away from Uasala, and Williams went over the top of him like Moss Trooper. Friend hits Moa at the right time, and then it goes. That's a knock on there, I thought, by the Titans.
Touched him and went forward.
Yes, it is a knock on by the Titans. He touched it and then regathered it. We'll take a break and come back.
Up here, Roosters. Yeah, boys. Up and over.
So this scrum we come back to. David Taylor getting ready to come into the game. They'd love him to have a blind of the day, wouldn't they? Mind you, as I said in the lead up to kickoff.
Wait.
Listen to the
Luke, you don't get first shot.
What an outstanding attacking opportunity this is.
So this is Jennings. First carry off the scrum. And now they're just 10 away. Guerra's out there carrying the ball at the moment. Guerra in jumper 15. They're 3 metres out, penalty. Hand on the ball against the Titans.
Wait.
See, I don't think the Roosters
Not
wanted
now,
that
not
penalty.
now, mate.
I reckon they were a chance of scoring to the left there. They didn't need the penalty.
This is Moa.
Okay, mate, hands off, mate.
Still only 3 metres away. Beautiful ball, Pearce onto Maloney, and then Kenny Dowell off his right foot. He is that close to the line. The friend, the player he was behind, was tackled. It's gone out to Minicello, goes wide, and it's Tupou on Don. And Tupou goes in, but I think he's held up.
Tackle 3, held up.
Oh, brilliant tackle.
Time out.
Brilliant tackle. Anthony Don. Ball and all on Big Tupou. Rolls him over.
No, just wait. We've got an injury over there. So time's off, boys.
We've got a little bit of time off here for an injured Gold Coast Titans player. But that was lovely defence there by Anthony Don on the big winger.
It's Ridge, I think. Is it Ridge or Miles? Miles it is. What happened to him?
Here's the tackle. Lovely ball from Mitchell Pearce. Minicello, the long ball to the winger. And look, grabs him up and rolls him over. Brilliant stuff.
Copybook stuff from a fellow called Anthony Don.
That's how you roll a sheep over when you're going to shear it, Rabbits.
How would you know? Seriously,
Come on,
I'm not
mate.
being offensive. How would you know anything about shearing sheep?
Why are you so unkind? I just said that's how you do it. I never said I
Time
did
on,
it.
tackle 3.
Tackle 3.
Guerra,
Don't laugh at him, Robbie. You keep going.
Pearce, Williams. Ah, lovely ball. Maloney, he finds Tuivasa Sheck. He reels out of one attempted tackle and is taken in the second. Played back for Kenny Dowell. It goes through Maloney. Williams runs to the line and he puts a kick in. Goes out over the dead ball.
Well, that's nearly anything Cavelli.
I was going to say, I didn't quite hear downtown call, but I think it may have been out there somewhere.
That looked like a clearing kick. Big Sonny Bill. What the hell was that?
Let's go, mate. Give him a...
Nearly ended up on Clovelly Beach.
Bird swaggering up to the defence. And he's come up without the ball.
No, wait.
Loose carry.
No. Stay there, thanks, Dave.
Unless they
I will,
reverse
mate. I'll
it, they're
keep
not
through if I
going
have
to.
Yeah, I think the referees are a little bit on to Greg Bird, though. He does like to play for these little things.
I've made a decision. I'm not
And
changing.
I've got no doubt he was trying to pinch a penalty there. And it's a little bit like the boy who cried wolf. He does it too often, and the referees then say, well, you know, he might be having us on, this fella. He might just be trying to milk all this.
Where were you born, Gus? Where were you born?
Sydney, yeah.
Sydney, yeah. No, I was born at Junee in the middle of sheep country.
Well, is that how you roll a sheep over or not?
I don't know. I've never shorn a sheep. And now there's a few
Ryan and Sonny.
Hang on, boys.
few profanities in there, I think.
Careful.
Well, Ryan Jones is trying to get a fight with Sonny Bill Williams, a heavyweight bout.
Just get the ball in, mate.
Hold it.
There's the ball. You can see the tunnel, obviously, but it went magnificently through and out the back. And he's lost it.
Hand in. Late ball, hand in.
He's given a penalty for hand on the ball. So,
Well, the referee with the whistle ruled drop ball, and the pocket referee said it's a penalty, hand in there. Let's have a look. Miles. Well, that's a funny looking hand.
I'm glad I don't scratch my face with that one.
well,
Play on, balked it.
only hand in there was the bloke that dropped the ball.
Or anywhere else.
This is Guerra,
Release now.
10 metres out from the line. Seems like they've been down here half a day. Moa, he'll play the ball 3 metres away. And his friend, he goes short for Guerra, and Guerra might be tipped upside down as well, is he? Well, he might have got it down,
Tackle
but it's a
3.
half an hour too late, I
Please check
think.
this, Robbo. I've got no try. Just check grounding, please.
Yeah, he's a cagey fella, this Aiden Guerra. He can twist and turn and squeeze himself around, but he's gone back to play the ball. I mean, he could save us all the trouble here and just say, I didn't get it down. He's going towards the line. They roll him over like you're shearing a sheep. Hold him up and everything's under control. They're all sheep shearers, these fellas.
Well,
Rabbits hasn't shorn any sheep, but some of these fellas have, and they just turn him over.
good defence.
Well, this is the second try that has been defended brilliantly against. This is where I was talking about. I don't know if he gets it down even now. No, he's decided, I'll give up, damn it. So
Well, he went straight back to play the ball. I mean, surely he can say to the referee, look, no, let's play on. I didn't get it down.
We're going to wait.
Not him, the bloke with the ball, mate. The bloke with the ball, Dave.
Okay. We're also going to wait for that, okay? All of us. Everyone's going to wait. Everyone's going to wait for the whistle. It is correct.
okay, so we're all going to wait. Okay, wait. Okay, here we go. Away we go. Here's the two. Ria Hargreaves. 3 out from the line. He might have got a penalty. He does. Oh, this is interesting. He's called timeout.
I've got it, thanks. I've got it.
This is very interesting.
I've got it, thank you.
This is very interesting.
I've got it, thank you.
Let's just listen to this
Greg,
first of all.
Don't need you, mate. Go away, please.
I was lifting him up.
Right, you've gone back in, you've affected the play the ball.
I was lifting
I'm
him
telling
up,
you now,
sir.
I'm giving you the courtesy as captain. Tell your players, otherwise someone will be sitting down, okay? I'm letting you know.
But I'm just letting you know, that minute in there, he puts a ball on my foot and it's going.
Come on, mate, let's go.
Well, that was 2 penalties ago, mate. But there has been accusations by coaches in recent times that teams are deliberately giving away penalties close to their own line to deny the opposition play time and points. And they're all begging for a sin bin to be used. So I think we're very close here for the Titans.
Played then by Lou. And they go another try. Scoring attempt out wide for Jennings, and he's thrown it into row 1. Never saw Tupou, really.
Big Dave Taylor putting in an enormous sprint to get across and put some pressure on the outside backs for the Roosters. Michael Jennings, you'll probably have Dave saying I outran him. Only the one and only time in his career.
How long have we been over in this corner for?
Been here for quite a while.
Monday at 8:30.
Okay, Ben, thanks, mate.
It was the decade when our greatest sporting event, State of Origin, was born. The new series, The Amazing 80s, Monday at 8:30. You'll be able to reminisce all you want. You sit down and join us for that. Some of the great events from the 80s. Yes, Origin did stuff. In the 80s and we at 9. With the original telecast, but for the most part of Origin, it's been on 9. Originally with Darryl Eastlake, who could be watching if you're out there thinking of you. Taylor, David, milking, right? So now we've got the cows involved as well as the sheep. And Kelly kicks it. Oh, knock on Tuivasa-Sheck. Now it's a chance. It's a chance for the Titans.
Well, the Roosters today have dropped 2 bombs. They've just dropped a grubber kick there. Sonny Bill's kicked one to Clovelly Beach. Michael Jennings has thrown a pass to Bondi. They are right out of sorts at the moment, the Roosters, aren't they? And you get the feeling they've only got a click and they'll run in a few tries because Gold Coast look really vulnerable. At the moment, they're just getting in their own way.
It's almost like they're handicapping themselves, isn't it?
Well, it's a tough day on the farm. As I said, there's sheep and cows. And
Roosters.
Ben, thanks, Frank. Ben, mate.
Hold you, boys. Wait for
So
an out
can
call.
the Titans
Hold, boys.
go further than 8 in front? Caesar fed the scrum. Kelly in, out, and then taking on the defence to be tackled 10 away. They assemble their forces, and Luke Bailey is out there for his 250th. Miles gets it back to Caesar. Off his left foot, he runs into Williams and Guerra. Now Falloon, Miles, and he gave it back to Kelly, who was trailing through after Bailey's decoy. Gee, Maloney's been there for half an hour. No penalty. It's okay. Just looking at the referee. Get off him now. Here it comes. Out to Caesar again. Now to Gordon. And Gordon took on Pears. But Williams got involved to help his half. And then it comes away from Takarangi. And it's found Miles in the middle of the ground. He stands up. Williams goes down around the legs. He capsizes. And the last. And Caesar. The little kick off the leading edge of the boot. And it's with Maloney who brings it out to the 20-metre line.
Well, that was a really good set of six defence there by the Roosters. Not that the Titans threw a lot at them, but they got their heads around what was in offer there, the Roosters. They put up a really solid wall in front of the Titans' attack.
Seen some penalties given for players being held down. I was very surprised we didn't get a penalty to the Titans then. While we're talking about animals, they seem to be held down until the cows come home. It was an enormous amount of time.
Maloney, you're talking about?
Yeah, they called surrender, and if the referee calls surrender, if he thinks the man's submitted, you can lay there for a week. You virtually can. They won't penalise you no longer.
Well, he looked like he claimed land rights, though.
Yeah, but that's what happens, and the people sitting in the grandstands don't hear it. They don't hear the surrender or the dominant and all that stuff that they yell out. So they're not to know it's any different when they play the ball. That's why they scream for a penalty.
Movement, surrender, dominant.
Don't stay.
Bird. There's another somebody from the zoo. The Birds are here. And here's Bull Bailey. 250, eh? It's a lot of games, isn't it?
He's the old bull. A couple of young bulls out there. Well, he's the old bull.
Balloon. Napa's out there in 17. Kelly, I think you've got a little story about him. We'll come back to you in a moment because Kelly's going to bomb here. He's going down towards the line. And with Tupou, it's one of the few bombs they've taken safely. But then again, I suppose he was entitled to. There was nobody anywhere near inside the 10-metre perimeter. Tuivasa-Sheck. Napa was a big lump of a thing. He's got number 17 on his back. This is Kenny Dow. He's the same young bloke that he shortened James Graham up one night. And here's Williams getting a one-hander to him now, Napa. And he'll play the ball, held by Kelly. 12-4 in favour of the Titans. And then Maloney at the right time to Guerra. Good pass, Guerra. Tupou sprints, gets it back on the inside. It's still okay. No, he's ruled forward. And we will break on Sunday football and come back. Sunday football on Father's Day and the first day of spring. And Matt Schramer is about to come on and take the place, I would think, of Beau Falloon.
That's it, good work.
He's a live wire, Schramer.
James, nice and close to your lock.
You'd love to have 5 minutes just with the Rooster pack right now and the Roosters back line. I reckon you could sort this out really quickly. Where they'll get their points here today. We've just got to settle down and do it.
Taylor running straight at Guerra. Maloney got around the legs and so did Wairia. Here's Bailey shaping the pass. He's been with the Titans since day one of their existence back in 2007. And prior to that, of course, he was a very proud Dragon. He debuted in 2002. Luke Bailey. I remember he was in that first game of the Titans at Suncorp Stadium in front of 50,000 odd. And now Caesar puts a kick down to Tupou. And maybe that breeze is giving him a little trouble. It's coming from the northeast. Tuivasa-Sheck.
Well, you should really go to Brad Fittler if you want to know about the wind, Ray. He's the expert on the wind.
Oh, knock on! And Taylor's got the ball for the Titans, is it? Yes, Dave Taylor just outside the 30. Here's another chance for them. Bailey towards the middle of the ground. Napa is up the top. Wairia Hargreaves underneath. Schramm now. Back for Caesar to go back towards the ruck area for Douglas to find Bailey, to find Taylor. Gets rid of one and goes to ground. 15 out. Schrammer. Miles. Caesar. Inside for Bird. Back then for Gordon. Gordon tackled by Waria Hargreaves. Bailey, run around, Schrammer, then Bird, the stutters, and then gets it away. It's out to Atkins, and Atkins will play the ball that close to the line. And they've got 2 to go on this set. They kick on 4. Goes over for a leaping Gordon out there. I thought for a moment he'd come down with the prize. But Maloney it was, the much shorter of the 2. Finishing up with the ball. Minicello. Daniel Mortimer has gone on. So we'll see 2 new dummy halves. And Chiavasa Shek put down, 25 away. Napa, Williams, no look and running onto the ball. Forward pass is called on Williams.
Yep. Well, it's an interesting period of play for the Chooks. They're just having a little bit of trouble getting their game plan into effect. Gus, I was going to say to you, they just seem to be struggling getting that in consistently. Should they be just going back to a plan of getting some good field position to kick and chase? Nothing's working for them at the moment.
100%, Wally. In their own half of the field, what you'd be wanting is just to get the ball towards the middle of the field, get a kick down there and back our defence. And then when you get the ball, they'd be taking the ball towards the post and then just feeding the left-hand side of the field. They're outnumbering. Where Orbison went through and sliced them for the first try is where they should be attacking all the time. And they haven't gone back there since Orbison scored. Other than the one where Jennings threw it into the crowd. But you know, I really think they can carve that right-hand defence of the Gold Coast Titans up, but they're not setting themselves for it. I'm sure the coach will fix it at half-time.
Taylor.
The problem is they haven't worked it out for themselves while they're out there, and that's a worry because the same thing happened at Cronulla last week. They were out of sorts in the first half and it got out to 26-0 and to half-time before they could sit down with their coach to work it out. That's not good enough.
Bailey, Caesar, back it comes for Gordon. Gordon is tackled about 7 metres out from the line. Through Bird to Bailey, back to Caesar. Handed off to Jones. So there goes the 4th tackle again. Schrammer, Bailey on, lost by the 5/8, picked up by Caesar, I should say, put down by Kelly it was. So here's the last, and Kelly's appealing for the ball. Here he is. There goes the kick for the jumpers, and Michaels is up above the pack, but it's come down to Chiavasa Shek, and it is still in the field of play. Quite incredibly, it's with Minicello. Now it's gone to Mortimer. Wow. Mortimer's put down. 12 out from the line. Chiavasa Shek.
They pretty much threw 3 passes on the one blade of grass there. Here's a chance.
Guerra offloads. Maloney, that was helped along its way by the Titans. We're coming back to 0. Jennings is away down the left side, and he's pulled down by Gordon. Gee, hasn't he saved some points, Gordon? Here comes Maloney. Now Guerra. And Guerra spins around 360. Tackled on the 20-metre line by Takarangi. Mortimer for Waria Hargreaves. To the 10-metre line. And the Titans obviously are stretched. Here it is from Pearce finding Lou. 5 away. Mortimer to Napa. Napa to Pearce. Pearce goes himself and reaches out, but he's, I think, short. I don't know, to be honest.
Please check, Robbo.
I got tackled forward. Just checked that it didn't make the line.
He had a very good view of it, this fellow, this referee, Matt Checken.
And he said no try.
Correct.
Pearce had numbers to the right, but felt that he could step and go through himself. And if he hasn't scored, he's only gone inches short. Let's have a look. He'll spin himself over here and try to reach out with the right arm over the back of his head, like he's doing backstroke. And he comes nowhere near the line.
No.
Nowhere near the line. And does he lose it?
He might have had a second go here. This could even end in a penalty. for second movement.
Let's have a look. And it's whether his hand comes off it too if he knocks it on. Well, you're not going to see anything there. It's got X-ray vision. We're not going to see it here, I don't think.
That first shot was the money ball.
Yeah.
The first shot was the money ball.
Yeah, I think it comes down before the line, and then he gives it a shove towards the line. Have a look again. Over the top. Comes down.
There.
Short. And then...
Is that a push? Is that yes, a promotion?
Well, it might all be in the one motion, mate, because the ball just tilts over on its side.
Okay, if it's all in the one motion, it'll be okay. I am suggesting to you that they may penalise here.
Well, I think if the ball rolls onto the line, at normal speed, it will look like it's all in the one momentum. But he definitely came down short. The ball hit the line short. First of all.
Keep in mind the referee has said no try.
Yeah, well, it's hard to see them awarding a try.
Thanks, mate.
They have. They've overruled him. And the Roosters fans love it.
Okay, the live decision of no try was overturned. Ball carrier keeps possession and grounds the ball on the goal line.
It's the voice of Jason Robinson from the video referee's box.
And he said he's kept control of it. Even though the ball touched the ground in front of the line, it rolled towards the line and he had his hand on it at all times, and he didn't pick it up again and promote it. It was all in the one motion. And it's touched the line, and there's a let off for the Roosters, who have been anything but special to date. They've actually been very ordinary. The drop ball there from the Titans, scooped up out to Jennings, 50-metre break, and a couple of tackles later, and Mitchell Pearce is able to dummy and step his way alongside the toast.
I still think there's a bit of grey in the try. Wally, you've got a bemused look on your face.
I don't see how the referee wouldn't have seen that. He was standing 1.5 metres away.
The one that said no try you're referring to. Yeah. So it's converted. Brad Fittler sideline.
Yeah, well, it's on the scoreboard now. It's a try. Pain away injury report. Mitch Orbo copped a bit of a knock. He's been their real strike down their left-hand side. Good chance they won't doubt him for the rest of the game. And boys, the wind is swirling. I've got to say it's swirling.
Yes.
But at ground level, what you wouldn't know is I think, Gussie, they've let loose a few of your farm animals. So there's a real strong smell of chicken manure.
Yeah.
Bit of fertilising.
They might have used some dynamic lifter. That's what you've got mixed up with.
There's some chicken involved here, Rabs, I can say.
Stay behind!
Well, they're sponsored by Steggles.
Here's the restart. Here's the restart. 90 seconds. The first half remaining. And I was talking about you knowing something about Napa. Did you play against his dad, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Stan Napa, he played up with Brisbane North. Of course, they won the 1980 Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final, beat South up there in an absolute boil-over. Regarded as one of the toughest Grand Finals in Brisbane Rugby League history.
I've got a funny feeling I called that game. You might be thinking I'm telling lies, but I went to Brisbane to call one of your Grand Finals, and I think it might have been the 1980. Anyway, it's come away from Wairua Hargreaves. We're going to do something about this. Oh, Williams has made another mistake.
Time out, mate. Time off. Time off.
Well, they've made nearly every mistake you can make a football team, the Roosters today. Whether or not they're just out of sorts or they've got their minds on Friday night's big clash with the Rabbitohs, it's hard to say. But if they don't get their heads into the Gold Coast Titans, they could end up with egg on their faces.
Could prove costly if you're subject to distraction. That's what you're talking about. You're thinking that maybe their minds are thinking about next Friday. In other words, they have been distracted by next Friday.
Got 2 balls, boys.
Rabbitohs Roosters, live and exclusive on 9 next Friday night at 7:30. Talking about next week, there's a Thursday night game, which you'll see on 9 from Suncorp Stadium, the best stadium in Canterbury. The Bulldogs are going up to play the Broncos. And what might be termed in soccer a friendly. I don't think it'll be that friendly though. When the Broncos and the Dogs get together, particularly up there. Here's Bailey. 40 metres out. Titans holding this 2-point lead against a lackadaisical performance from the Roosters. Siren in the background. So the Titans go to the break, leading by 12-10. 2 tries apiece. They got the first of the second. Are we in for a shock? Or will the Roosters come back with all guns blazing after this break? So the Titans on their way back with this narrow lead, this 2-point lead, up against the red-hot favourites for the match and favourites for the premiership with the bookmakers. And here is Ryan James, who you saw in that little scuffle, little disagreement with Sonny Bill Williams as they walked from the ground. And Brad Fitt was anticipating there might be a little bit of fire and brimstone between them during the second half. Good crowd in. They're thinking about a record crowd. I think I heard the ground announcer saying that. They're stacked in, of course, on the bottom level. Some people have chosen to sit up in the real bleachers, though, up the sunny side. There's a couple up there. Look at them, Gus, way up the top there.
They're way up the top on their own. There's a couple up there. Just wonder why they take a seat way up there.
You ready for this first one, Church?
So Maloney
Stay behind.
will take us into the second half. Roosters 2 points down. Love to have been able to sit in on the halftime address from Trent Robinson. I don't know whether he's one of those coaches that go off big time or not. Bailey.
Well, I don't think you'd have to go off big time because the message is pretty simple. And you would hope that you don't have to deliver the message because the Roosters know what's going wrong. I think they'll sort it out personally. I think they'll settle down here and get the job done. But the Gold Coast are a willing lot. They play with a lot of pluck.
Napa involved in that tackle on Miles, and he's got the ability to upset some of these people, Napa. I don't know whether it's in his personality, but I mentioned earlier that he got James Graham upset, and he's done it a couple of times to a couple of people. He's got Nate Miles now looking for him. The kick, oh, beautiful floating take by Minicello. And he'll play the ball on the 40-metre line. No fear about that one. Tuivasa-Sheck. Right on halfway. Now Williams. Where's James? No, he's not there. So Mortimer coming across to Lou. 12 metres approximately into Titans territory. The outside ball back into Napa. And Bailey was there with Miles. Now from Maloney. Little challenge from Shrama. And then a leap into the air from Don to take the ball. And 12-10, and they're coming off their own line.
I've got to say, when Sonny Bill Williams was putting it on Ryan James, he didn't look like backing away, James. He didn't seem too perturbed about it. He might know a little bit more than us about his own ability to handle that stuff. So I've got no doubt they'll come together at some stage, right?
Here is James, and running it at Wairia Hargreaves. And the big Kiwi with some help from Williams there. Bird. A couple of players, or a couple of places out to the left. They spin it onto the boot of Caesar now. Gone down over the head of Minicello. Bounces favourably for him to bring it out of the corner. Shrama it was that led the chase with Jordan Atkins. Now Tupou. Pretty happy, I would imagine, Daniel, that he's got rid of that sun that was plaguing him in the first half. And the penalty goes to the Roosters.
I remember listening to old Rex Mossop interview a bloke called Charlie Frith one day. Remember Charlie Frith, big Charlie?
Yep, he's the best tackler I ever saw.
Yeah, Charlie got the man of the match, and Rex Mossop was interviewing him, and he said, "Charlie, you're a big fella." He said, "Can you fight?" And Charlie said, "No."
Hold, boys, hold, Greg.
He said, "But I've shocked a few who thought they could."
Charlie Frith. Where's he? South Sydney, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. And from the Bally's Club in Brisbane.
One of the best dancers I've ever heard.
Warrior Hargreaves did well there. Pearce, Lou got it on. Guerra, show and go. And a shrug on Taylor. Taylor comes at him again to put him down.
He's an ungainly thing, Guerra, and dummies and shimmies his way through. Nearly turns himself inside out at times.
Mortimer then, back for Pearce and then across, and James takes Williams. Pearce has got the ball back. Very seldom does Williams take it to ground with him. And it's Maloney now working it on to Guerra, who had a little juggle. Play it for Daniel Mortimer. Mitchell Pearce, back for Minicello, chance on now. Here's Tuivasa-Sheck with the dancing feet, the lightning feet, but it all closed up. Sliding defence from the Titans. One of them a bit slow to get up. Williams again with the kicking art. And up they go, and then it comes forward off a Titan. So that will restart the tackle count. Minicello got a ball away. It's gone over the dead ball line.
Go for the first knock on. Going for the first knock on, no advantage.
Jennings unable to get
First
a
knock on, no
clutch on it.
Yeah,
No advantage,
Minicello
mate.
obviously didn't hear that it was six
No,
again.
mate. No, mate, be careful.
You know, Nate Miles is arguing because the referee has ruled against the first knock on and no advantage to the Roosters. I would say the fact that Minicello ran and kicked the ball would have been they took their advantage. The ball comes out, he'll rule six again. Minicello doesn't hear it. Minicello will go and kick it. I thought Jennings was in front of him and it hits Jennings. That should have been offside. But he's going to go back to the original infringement. Now, I think the Roosters took their advantage there.
Well, there's no doubt what Nate Miles was saying.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a lip reader. Miles said to the referee, "What do you mean no advantage?" Of course they got an advantage. Anyway, they sailed the ball along the back line to Williams, who's lost the ball.
Knock on who, mate?
Knock on against Williams. He's having an unhappy day. Maybe he's being distracted a little by this fellow James.
Well, they're all scratching around the Roosters. They've been turned from a rooster to a hen with one snip.
Daniel, hold.
Titans and Taylor. Yeah, Nate Miles, he was adamant. He said to Matt Checkins, "What are you talking about? No advantage." And Checkins said, be careful what you say." And he said, "I'm the captain." It doesn't matter who you are, you've got to speak with respect to the referee. But
Mate, good penalty. No, you went back for a second dig to the ball.
no, he's given the penalty. And he's on the run. He's saying, "No, you've had a second dip. You had a second dip, Daniel." So let's have a look at this. That's James underneath, and then Mortimer's.
That's penalty number 9 for the contest. 6 to the home side, 3 to the visitors.
Come back.
Still a lot of penalties.
Most penalised side in the competition, the Roosters. Number 1 in attack, number 1 in defence. But they've created. It doesn't sort of translate the fact that they're number 1 in attack, number 1 in defence. It doesn't translate when you see the number of line dropouts they've forced. Here's James. In fact, I think they've got the lowest number of line dropout restarts.
Keeping my eye on Dave Taylor. I was one of the Titans.
Here's Caesar strolling through and putting himself a couple of metres from the line. Schrammer and then Miles gave it to Kelly, and Kelly held by Lou and Maloney. This is the last. Schrammer to James. James gets it out the back. Miles gives it across. That's come off the body of Schrammer. And Minicello to play for the Roosters inside his own 10. And Tuivasa-Sheck is grabbed from behind by Schrammer. Kenny Dow.
Well, we're waiting for the Roosters to settle down.
Guerra beats one, out the back pass, Kenny Dow driven down. Hard tackle from Bird. Mortimer looking for, that is Lou, I fancy. It is. And then it's with Pearson, comes to the line before passing to William.
I've got a nice story about Isaac Lou if we've got time later.
So Maloney's tackle has been said by the referee is okay. And Jordan brings it back from the deep. Kelly. Here's Takarang. And it's going down the right side with Anthony Don. He's still going. Guys run away from Anthony Minicello, and Don has scored for the Titans. Well, I thought that Minicello would give him some kind of discomfort, but he never got near him.
Well, Gold Coast fans will be chanting, "Is Don is good," after that try. Very well done. That's a good in and away, produced by Takarangi. And the speed of this bloke. I've seen him play a couple of games, Anthony Don, but gee, I thought Anthony Minicello positioned him beautifully to come across in cover defence. Well done. Flick it out with the right hand, Gus.
Yeah, lovely play from Takarangi, former Rooster. And he's got great skill, and he got Don away there. And Anthony Minicello, well, been a wonderful player for many, many years, and we know he's getting to the end of it, but he was shown up for pace there, unfortunately. Don, the young fella, the young legs and the long legs was just too much for the veteran fullback. Don raced away there. Now it is a serious challenge for the Roosters, who I must say have just bumbled their way into error after error. Their football has looked frantic and frustrated. There's been no real cohesion. There's no real aim to it. They're not playing as a unit.
Got a 5-day turnaround for the big one, for the minor premiership. And Caesar converts the try scored by Don. We'll take a break and come back at 18:10 in just a minute.
Keep working hard, Ryan. Keep working hard.
Stay behind, boys.
Back at Allianz Stadium, and we're watching perhaps a giant upset occur here with the Titans out by an 8-point lead. Moa has gone into the game again. Napa has come off. And the result earlier of the Sharks-Cowboys game, the Cowboys beat the Sharks 31-18. Keep in mind, the Sharks down at Ramonda Stadium last Monday beat the Roosters, and then they've been towelled up by the Cowboys, who now look as though they'll make the top 8.
That game was a seesawing battle. I can tell you the Cowboys led 12-0, and then the Cronulla led 18-12. And then the Cowboys ran away with it. A to and fro going on there.
Gordon. So you can work it out for yourself. There's a few results of going to go the way that we're expecting, and I think most people would expect the results to go the way I'm talking, which will see the Cowboys go into the top 8 in position number 8, I would imagine.
Well, most people have written the Titans off. The Titans are on 24 points, and they had Roosters and Melbourne in Melbourne. Roosters in Sydney and Melbourne as their last 2 games, so people just assumed they wouldn't be up to the mark, and they haven't got this one won yet, but you know, they've got plenty of steel in them, the Gold Coast. They turn up and have a dig every week.
Mortimer replays.
I still think the Roosters win this if they just settle down, get their structure right, and attack a little bit to the left-hand side of the field. I think they'll run in the points.
Rhea Hargreaves. Oh, gee, that's a very big hit over the top from Nate Miles. And it's come away with Jake Friend now to play it just outside the 30-metre line. Pearce for Maloney.
They're good.
And his kick is sailing down. And up goes Minicello. Comes down and Stacks on the mill. They dive over. Jennings claims a try.
0, mate. Got no try.
No try according to Matt Checken.
Just please.
And I think you'll find that it's come forward at some stage off a Rooster.
Well, this was the veteran fullback Anthony Minicello racing through here to put pressure on Kevin Gordon. And I think it's Gordon that comes up with the initial knock on. I felt as though he got most of the ball. They're onside. Minicello comes through to force the issue. No, it's hard to say, isn't it?
Don't worry about the way the ball bounces, but does he get any part of it? Yeah, I'm sure Minicello's got a little piece of it.
Minicello's touched that, and you'd have to think it's gone forward. And I think there's a knock on there from Pearce before Jennings picks it up and scores. So it'll be just how they interpret it, but I would think that Minicello getting his hands on the ball negates the try, and Pearce knocks it on there.
Well, they might be asking the question, has it come off the hands or arms of Minicello?
Well, I think I would rule knock on against Gordon and give the scrum feed to the Roosters, but
stand by. No try. Let's get the reason.
Hey, it's no try. Knock on from Minicello, knock back from Minicello in the contest, and then knock on by Pearce in the pickup. Knock on Roosters last tackle.
Well, he's saying that Kevin Gordon didn't get a piece on it. He said that Minicello knocked it back and then Pearce knocked it on. So it was still alive after the contest in the air. So an opportunity gone begging there for the Roosters.
Hold it! When you're ready, Luke. Hold!
Bailey getting this going again. And James just tied it up. David Taylor. 18-10 in favour of the Gold Coast Titans. And their new Chief Executive Officer this week, Graham Annesley. Oh, there's a problem here.
Oh, you got a head clash at the top here.
Nate Miles.
Hey.
Ooh.
Hey.
Thank you to our senior sponsor, Isuzu U. You can depend on the Isuzu Dubag to deliver forward.
Nate Miles.
I thought he got up with a sore knee.
Ooh. Oh, gee, Moa's attacked with the head.
Gus, I think that's one of those get that into ears.
It's an ironic action against Nate Miles, because that was right at the base of the Gallon outbreak in Origin. That they said he's been doing that for ages, leading with the head.
I think Nate Miles wants to fight someone, but he can't stand up.
What happened to his knee?
I don't know.
No, he's still got a knee problem.
He's very angry with everyone, but he's...
Shoulder, contact with chin, it's on report.
So Sam Moa's on report. And
Shoulder, did he say shoulder?
He said shoulder to the
Yeah,
head.
it's for interchange, mate, he's on report.
Well, I thought it was head to the head.
I think the head's clashed, but he sort of said shoulder to the head. Nate Miles wanted to fight them all, but he can't stand up. He'd have to stand on one leg. He's like that Monty Python bloke. Come back, you cowards.
Ridge will come on for Miles.
Well, he mightn't be appreciated by the crowd here at Allianz Stadium at the moment, Miles. But as he's replaced, putting in the bin, we're going to have to see that the Titans, they get a bit more communication in their game plan. He plays a very important role in the Gold Coast attack and defence. Without that, it could be very tough against the Roosters.
The full interchange to the Titans, with Ridge coming on for Miles, and the tackle of Moa, no matter what, I heard you say shoulder, no matter how they look at it, is on report. Bailey down. Just inside the 30-metre line. Somebody said it might get a little bit fiery. Now Caesar goes away. It might have been a tad forward to Bird, but he'll play the ball just outside the 10-metre line. They're 8 in front. The Titans with Ridge now. Out the back it goes and away from Douglas onto Caesar. And it comes to Taylor. That'll be deemed to be a knock on there. It'll be 6 more, I would imagine. Yes, it is. 6 more tackles, Titan. So that's 0 there. Now Taylor. And Guerra's there to take him.
He's been strong, Taylor.
Douglas, linking play across to Ridge. That's where they are. There's the try line back up there with the lipstick boots, and away it goes from Douglas. Caesar, outside ball in from Bird, and Gordon to play the ball. And he goes himself, Bird, from dummy half, but he'll be forced back.
Oh, you're short.
2 to go. Gordon rifles it away. Bailey makes a mess of it. And he tries to recover, but he's spun down. There's a Titan down injured in back play. It might be Greg Bird. It's come away to Kelly. Kelly gets away from one. He gives it to Taylor. Taylor gets it on to Don. And he goes inside and is put down 7 metres out.
That's it.
Nice
Easy now, easy now.
Nice and calm.
Well, who made the tackle there?
That's a beauty.
Whoa. No. Come back here.
Maria Hargraves, was it?
We're not ready, mate. We're not ready. Just wait for him.
That was some sort of tackle.
Nice and calm for me at the block, mate.
Yeah, mate.
The Gold Coast player's going down like 9 pins here. Don goes back on the inside, and it's the big fella, Maria Hargraves, who lined him up and nailed him, ball and all. Beautiful tackle. And that's the sort of tackle that can change the game for your team.
This is Moa, taken by Ridge. Now Wairia Hargreaves. Is it Hargreaves or Hargraves, Gus? You seem to persist in calling him Hargraves. If you're right, I'm happy to bend.
Hargreaves.
Okay, well, okay, fine, thank you. Williams it was who played it. Pierce, high, and hanging up there, Gordon. And Kenny Dow was Kenny on the spot to put him down. Steve Michaels. This is Jordan Atkins. The 4 is to come into the game. Jamie Dowling for the Titans.
They're a courageous lot, the Titans. I mean, they're battered and bruised out here. There's blokes going down injured everywhere. They've got a lot of players out. And they just keep pounding away here.
Minicello on the fly. No more spectacular than that. Kenny Dow away for Tuivasa Sheck. He'll play the ball just into enemy territory. Come across to Nuasala. We'll get an injury update on Nate Miles in a moment from Brad. We'll just play this set out. Moa to William. Williams out the back. Friend has got the ball. They put a ring around him. Friend refusing to go down. Now he's down under a 3-man tackle. Pretty much on the 30-metre line. Maria Hargreaves down around the legs of Shrama. Last tackle, the Steggles Roosters. And Maloney puts it down into the corner. They've got themselves a try. Tupou has scored. That's a freakish catch. Daniel Tupou. Referee, what's his opinion?
What try? Check onside, please, mate.
He's asking to check onside here. But I think he's good. Brad Takarangi sort of tries to get in Tupou's way. Tupou's got to go round Brad Takarangi to get to the winger. Let's have a look. No, I think they're onside. Tupou's more onside than anyone. Watch Takarangi, the centre here for the Gold Coast, runs in his way. Tupou times his leap, reaches around the corner, reaches out and puts it down. All that stoic defence from the Gold Coast Titans, and it's brought undone by this high leaping winger on a 5th tackle Hail Mary to get the Roosters on the board.
Remarkable. I'm just about to praise them for great work.
The try has been given. We'll take the kick when we come back. Sunday football on 9 from Allianz Stadium in Sydney, and still we might have an upset on our hands. That was a freakish piece of work by Daniel Tupou, the young winger. His 15th try in his career, his short career.
Well, how often do we see it, Ray? A team's going absolutely nowhere in attack, and a team's defending stoutly and refusing to buckle, and it's the kick that gets them.
Maloney's kick has got them. Flags go up. It's 18 plays 16. Let's check the health of Nate Miles, Brad.
Yeah, he's been limping up and down in front of us here for the last 5 minutes. Every time he comes past, he seems to be getting a little bit quicker too, so that's good news for the Titans.
Just repeating that the Cowboys beat the Sharks 31-18 to put themselves in the 8. And Gus was talking about the Titans. If they win this and they beat Melbourne, they are adrift on points for and against by just over 70 in relation to the Cowboys. So I think our 8 has been decided with that victory by the. I'm looking at who they all play next weekend. If you do that and put a realistic view across it, the Cowboys today look like they might have grabbed that remaining position.
Yeah, we're assuming that the Knights beat Parramatta in next Sunday football, Sunday afternoon football.
Yeah, and Cowboys.
Yeah.
West Tigers.
Cowboys beat West Tigers. But
and what was the other one that came into the equation?
Well, Gold Coast have got to win here, and they've got to go and win down there. And
yeah, but there's still going to be a massive deficit behind, say, the Cowboys, who we're saying will beat West Tigers. We're saying Newcastle will beat Parramatta. I don't think that's being unfair.
But you never know, Ray.
No, I know that. There's nothing wrong with crystal balling, though. I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, what's going to be the 8? What's going to be the 8? Who's in, who's out? And I'm saying that I think the Cowboys have made it today. If the results the way we think they will go next weekend do eventuate. That's Beau Falloon with the miniature Matt King haircut. Out the back, and Ridge had it and lost it.
Yeah.
No, this is the chance the Roosters want.
They lost their way in that set of 6 there, the Gold Coast Titans. They look very tired, very battered. And this is where you really test whether or not they thought they could win here today. You know, you sometimes find yourself in front, but you're not believing you can get home.
17,500 here today.
It's still a great crowd, and it gives them their highest average. Club average of 19,298, which is a club record for a season.
Second block, hop together, please. Let's go.
Well done to the Roosters.
Hop in. Hop in. Second.
Big set of 6 here. Big set of 6.
Kenny Dow heading off to the northeastern corner. 12 out from the line. Friend for Williams. Williams, beautiful ball, and Moa has scored. Moa has scored off a lovely piece of play by Williams. Seldom does he die with the ball. Often does he give the perfect offload. But it couldn't have been more picture perfect than it was for Sam Moa, who's on report.
I'm not giving away too much here, but I've interviewed Sonny Bill Williams a couple of times in the last couple of weeks in preparation for a Footy Show exclusive behind the scenes, which we'll see aired shortly. But on the Great Wall replay here, one of the questions I put to him the other day is that when the game's in the balance and time is running out, you seem to me to be the bloke who wants the ball in his hands. He said, that's my job, that's what I have to do. And he got the ball in his hands there and just produced the go-ahead points for the Roosters. Lovely work there by Sonny Bill Williams, who has not had a happy day, Wally, but when most needed, he comes up with a big play.
He does, and I think the most important feature when you're trying to defend against big SBW is that the man outside the intended defender mustn't race up to be level. He's got to hang back a metre or two, because over the years we've seen those quality one-handed passes provide the opportunity for so many tries.
James Maloney no doubt will convert this try scored by Sam Moa, whose career I haven't had the chance to trace what happened, but he was at Cronulla for a brief time as Maloney converts. It's only his third try in the top grade Samoa, but from the Cronulla he moved over to Super League for the major part of his career in that 5-year break between a brief period at Cronulla and then coming to here. Brad Fittler sideline.
Yeah, brilliant pass there by Sonny Bill Williams. The Roosters ripped into each other this week, and I've got to say, next week's game, the Rabbitohs and the Roosters, I'm salivating at the thought of Sonny getting a chance to get square against Sam Burgess.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful clash, not just that clash, that individual clash, but they're going to be coming into the game off the back of a couple of dusty ones, aren't they, the Roosters?
Yeah, and they only get a very short preparation. This Sunday to Friday night preparation is a difficult one.
Go back, play the ball, tackle 3.
Particularly at this time of year. South Sydney are sitting at home since Friday night football with the feet up. They'll get 3 or 4 really good sessions in this week. The Roosters might only train lightly once in preparation for that game Friday night, but it's up to the coaching staff to get themselves ready. But there's no doubt they've been eyeing each other off since the first game of the season. They played in round 1. Rabbitohs way too good. Round 26, they're out of the game.
Pearce's kick successfully dragged in by Don. Inside the 10. 22-18. I don't know what you people make of that, but it almost seems unfair. I mean, the Roosters probably will tell you themselves they don't deserve to win on the way they've played.
Well, I just hope the Gold Coast hold their heads up for the next 14 minutes, and sometimes this can become domino. Once you've sort of, your balloon's been pricked a little bit, the score can blow out. But they've really struggled to make yards here coming out of their own territory, and here come the Roosters back on the attack.
They're going to come back on the attack in pretty good field position. They take receipt of the football 5 metres into their opponent's territory. Kenny Dowell is with it. Got rid of Dowling once, but Dowling in number 4 goes back to make the tackle. That's Guerra in 15. And that light you're watching on your screen is a very big improvement on the light that they're playing in, actually. Such as the shadow cast by the Western Stand here at Allianz.
6 again here, Ray. Touched by a Titan.
Tuivasa Sheck on 0. Well, now on 1, I should say. Moa. And now to way to Guerra. He's put down 15 metres out. Friend out from Pearce. Minicello into his back line. But Caesar is able to put him away. Sunday football on relay through WIN and NBN. Sister networks with us this afternoon as they are right through the football season, and you people on Gem, of course. Here is Williams coming back for Maloney. The long ball has gone out on the full. Was it touched on its way? We'll take a break and find out in just a moment.
Okay, boys. Seconds, lock, hop together, thanks. Let's go.
And this scrum to be fed by the Roosters, which answers the question. It went out over the sideline after one of the Roosters got a touch on it. Here's Jennings taking it to the middle of the ground. He'll play it 10 metres out, right in front of the uprights, down at the Moore Park Road end of the ground. And Maloney goes to Kenny Dowell. He was tackled by Bird. Now by Rhea Hargreaves. Wedging it into the centre.
Well, they're in trouble over here on the left-hand side. Here's Roosters' pet play coming.
And here it comes, and Pearce to Maloney. Throw throws the ball. Tupou on the bounce, goes away from his sideline, gave a ball out the back for Jennings, and Jennings, they'll try and put him over the sideline, but now they desist. It's come away and gone to Williams, and Williams gives a pass to Maloney, which Maloney wishes he hadn't have given him, probably.
Great defence.
He got hit hard by Luke Douglas. Now Pearce puts a kick over for the contest. It came down and back.
Hand over, 10
and
to
it's
10.
hand over Titans.
Yeah, well done, Gold Coast Titans. They haven't given up at all. They're showing plenty of grit. They're out on their feet, but they're defending stoutly, and they've given nothing easy to the Roosters today.
Yeah, it's been a real crash contest for them up the middle, Gus. I agree with you. Some fantastic defence. I've noticed how well they've tackled very low on some of the big Roosters players. It seemed to deny them the opportunity to be able to stand and offload some quality possession that we've become so used to seeing this season.
Kelly. I mentioned the Roosters are wearing the specially themed jumper today in recognition and celebration of the support of Steggles, their sponsor, their major sponsor. They allocate a certain amount of money to charity for every try that is scored by the Roosters. And John Camilleri from Steggles handed over a cheque for over $1 million at halftime here today. And here's Tuivasa Sheck. Just outside the 20-metre line, play on is the call.
Well, we're inside the last 10 minutes, and when the game's still in the balance, you would have to think maybe next try wins. We all assume that would be the Roosters, but the Gold Coast keep plugging away.
They've got another player down in background, the Titans. It's Albert Kelly.
They're all wounded. They've all gone down injured at some stage.
Maloney losing his footing more so than being tackled, and then Pearce goes to Guerra, and Guerra has attracted the attention of Ryan James. Friend puts a little kick in, down to Gordon, inside his 10, and Pearce is down there to, with Jennings, make the tackle.
It just doesn't look like they've got the energy to run in a long one, does it? They're going to need a penalty, I think, to get out of trouble to manufacture a scoring opportunity. The Roosters are dominating the field position, seems like for an eternity in this game.
That's Douglas, who at his next appearance will equal the record of Jason Taylor for most games ever played consecutively. And David Taylor has taken Jennings, and here we have Takarangi going to the middle to Beau Falloon. Falloon's inside the 20. It's okay to play on. Takarangi carries it around, puts it down, and then goes into the celebration.
Oh, did you see the way Brad Takarangi carried the ball for the winning try? And how close he goes to the dead ball line. Let's go back to the brilliance here upfield. On the Great Wall replay, some beautiful play here by Takarangi to put Falloon through the gap. Now he gets it. I'll score the winning try. Ball in one hand like a pineapple. Runs around not looking where he's going and puts it down just inside the dead ball line. Talk about give a man a heart attack. But on the Great Wall replay, the plucky Gold Coast Titans have hit back and find themselves in front within the shadows of the winning post.
That is fantastic. Well done. The support play is great, but we were all just about falling out of our chairs, Gus, weren't we, when we saw him carrying it in one claw. You imagine what Johnny Cartwright would have been like.
You couldn't do that with the old leather ball, Wally. I think that's why you and I show our age when we see things like that. Because she tried that with the old yellow leather ball, she would have slipped out.
Akila Uate, he's maybe watching the telecast, he'd be saying, oh, don't you drop it too. Or maybe I hope you do drop it and take the heat off me.
Well, we're trying to teach kids in the under sixes not to carry the ball like that, but there's Brad Takarangi.
Caesar converting. So now the Titans are 2 points in front, and there's just under 7 to go, Brad.
Yeah, it was big Dave Taylor. He started him off, got around Maloney, punched his way through, but he held the ball there. Yeah, plenty of times you've seen Dave do runs like that and just toss the ball. And it was ex-Rooster, Brad Takarangi, that come back to bite him. He left the Roosters after the pre-season, midway through the start of last year.
Hang on, mate, just stay there. You're on, boys.
David Taylor.
Stay behind!
Well, if you're a Titans fan, this is going to be 6 long minutes. And 6 minutes can be an age in a game of football when you're leading by 2. And your team is so gallant because they're out on their feet. They have been for 20 minutes.
I said at the top, of all the teams struggling to make the 8, the others might have had a hill to climb, but these people, the Titans, were trying to scale Everest. Roosters away, and next week Melbourne away. That was before we knew that the Cowboys had won that match against the Sharks. And here is Takarangi getting a backhander from Taylor again. Don.
He's rule 6 again here.
Middle of the ground, 30 out, a 2-point lead to the Gold Coast Titans. Doing it now without Nate Miles. And here is Caesar angling back, looking for Ryan James. Napa is back there in 17. Nuasala is back out on the park. James. Muller went low, he stood in the tackle. Falloon for Kelly. Kelly back inside for Luke Douglas. And Douglas is 7 away from the line. Played again for Falloon this time. To go to Kelly, to go to Taylor, to go in for Gordon. But Gordon is short by just on a metre. This is the last and Taylor tries to go himself. Can he unload the ball? Gordon's got the ball. Gordon gets it to Kelly. Kelly, can he spin out? No, he loses the ball. He loses the ball and the Roosters take the advantage. Players down in the back play. Roosters players getting back into an attacking formation. Tupou comes away.
I think Kevin Gordon's boot came off and someone threw it way up into the bleachers. They've gone looking for it, but at the moment, he's got one shoe off, one shoe on. The fullback. There won't be much grip on back there if he has to chase anyone in a hurry.
Well, he's better off pulling the other boot off and racing unplated.
Bare feet.
Here's Williams. Williams then going over towards his wingman. He finds Tuivasa-Sheck 40 metres away. It's Mitchell Pearce in the chance on the bomb. Lead by 2. And Gordon comes down 9 metres out.
He's got the one sock, the one boot, and he's still in there.
I'm just thinking about the rule book and the apparel that one must wear. Surely they wouldn't inflict that on him.
Well, they've found the boot, so now he's got to get it undone and on his foot.
Well, this is where they need the hard work too, the Titans. They've got to hit up and gain as much territory as they possibly can. Big Dave Taylor gaining around about another 10 metres for them. It's got to be a first-class kick and chase coming up.
Taylor's taking a thumping in there. He's giving back as much as he's taking, though. They're bouncing him around, the big fella. Now, Bird heads up the ground in the shortest possible fashion. Full rudder straight ahead. Caesar puts one down into the corner towards Tupou. Tupou brings it in one-handed. Falloon leads the chase. And Tupou will play the ball about 15 away from his line.
He's like a cattle dog, though, Falloon. He just chases everything. Gets in their face.
Tuivasa-Sheck offloading. Minicello spins it wide. Kenny Dow stretching out on the right side, coming back into the middle of the ground, doing a bit of stepping, and eventually pulled down by James. Now Minicello. Wairua-Hargreaves tries to trample over the top of Caesar.
They're walking the Gold Coast.
Pearce on the halfway line. Maloney. It's gone flat to Jennings, and Jennings unloads, but the Gold Coast have come up with it, but it's been recalled.
Wow.
Knock on Gold Coast, I fancy.
Look at the Titans players. Hands on hips, hands on heads, doubled over. They're looking at the clock, looking at the scoreboard. They're sucking in the big breaths.
Stay in, boys.
The Roosters, the best attacking side in the competition, are coming after them. Can they hang on?
Well, they're going to have to defend for 6 tackles. They will be 6 long tackles as well. Maintaining a straight line is absolutely imperative for them. We mightn't have seen the best of the Roosters all afternoon, Gus, but I think this could be the best set of 6 tackles that they have all day.
1 minute and 56 seconds unexpired. Jennings. There they are, just outside the 30. They're in the middle of the park. Maloney goes to Kenny Dow. He hasn't been able to puncture the defence over on that side. Not all that often. Here's Williams. He's proving a handful. Knock on against the Roosters. Williams went for the money ball. Minicello couldn't get it from down around the ankle. It's been a rocks and diamonds day for Sonny Bill.
Time out. Stay bound, fellas, stay bound.
15 out from the line.
All right, you boys can stand now.
Ria Hargreaves backing in as hooker.
Time's still out.
Well, here we go. We've got a minute to go. Just over a minute. There's the coach, Johnny Cartwright, former assistant coach at the Roosters when they went through a golden period of 3 grand finals in a row.
Let's get it in, mate.
Bull Bailey, the Warrior, watching from the sideline. The kids are out there. They're the ones that have got to get them home. One good set of 6.
James, Hargreaves, Guerra, Napa making the tackle inside the last minute. I think one thing John Cartwright will reflect on is that incident I talked about earlier in the day, where what seemed to be leading with the feet to prevent a try being scored went unchecked. Whether John was right or I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter, but that could have been where the Titans season finished. It's been reignited, it appears, here today. But it'll still take a miracle for them to make it. Here's Caesar sending it down and giving Minicello one last use of it. They've only got about 10 seconds. And Tuivasa-Sheck steps, beats one. Minicello, catch pass, Kenny Dow. He's herded back into the middle. He throws the long ball to Pearce. Pearce got it away. It's gone to Tuivasa-Sheck. He gets it on to Williams. Williams puts a kick in. Came off a tackler. It's gone back then to Williams again after another player handle. Intercepted by David Taylor. And David Taylor goes in to score. What a finish. What a finish for the Titans to get up and win. Just as the Roosters were doing their emulation of the Harlem Globetrotters, Dave Taylor intercepts and scores.
Well, we won't have time to go back through all the passes in that raid, but from the time Aidan Caesar kicked the ball downfield, the Roosters were keeping it alive, hoping to get someone in the clear. And in the end, it's picked up by Kenny Dow, back to Sonny Bill. The Hail Mary back in field, and big Dave Taylor plucks it out of the air on the Great Wall replay, and the Titans, the brave, brave Titans.
Well, there's the man of the match. Ryan James is the KFC So Good man of the match. Ryan James takes man of the match honours. The Titans 28, the Roosters 22. The kick at goal to be taken by Caesar. It's Broncos up against Canterbury Thursday night, and then the big one for the minor premiership, Rabbitohs and Roosters on 9 on Friday. From the football, it is good night. Here is the news.